Have you ever felt like your small efforts don't matter? Like you're running in circles, working hard every day, but seeing no results? Well, today I want to show you why those tiny invisible steps are actually the most powerful ones you'll ever take. And we'll use football, the world's most loved game, to prove it. Every great player started small. Think about the greatest footballers. Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, none of them were born superstars. They all started as kids kicking a ball around, missing more goals than they scored, falling, failing, and trying again. At the time, each kick of the ball seemed like nothing, but in reality, those small moments added up. Each touch, each pass, each mistake was a brick in the foundation of greatness. If you look closely at the history of any successful person, you'll find the same story. J.K. Rowling was a single mother living in poverty when she wrote the first Harry Potter book. She sent the manuscript to multiple publishers before getting rejected. Albert Einstein was considered a slow learner as a child, and he didn't speak until he was 4. He was mocked by his teachers. Steve Jobs was kicked out of the company he co-founded and had to watch it become successful from the outside. Every winner started as an ordinary person taking small steps in the face of extraordinary odds. Now, I know it sounds simple, but here's the truth. Progress is invisible at first. You don't see the muscles forming after one workout or the skills sharpening after one practice. Just like in football, progress is invisible at first. But hidden inside those small daily actions is something powerful, compounding. Just like money grows with interest, your habits and efforts grow with time. They build up, multiply, and turn into something incredible without you even realizing it. This is the secret behind success. Success is a compound snowball rolling down a hill, gathering snow and growing faster and faster. It starts small, but becomes a powerful force. Here's another story to illustrate this point. 2 friends decided to save money for retirement. One saved $100 a month, the other saved $1,000 a month. Both invested their savings at 7% annual interest. After 10 years, the first friend had $162,000, a decent amount, but the second friend had over $1 million. In this case, both friends invested the same amount over the same period. But because they started at different amounts, their results were very different. Their investments compounded faster. The initial amount saved became a multiplier for the final result. Similarly, your efforts, knowledge, and skills compound with time. Each step you take, each effort you make adds up and creates a multiplier effect in your life. And this is where things get interesting. There is a point in everyone's journey where everything clicks, where all the hard work and preparation suddenly pays off. In football, it might happen during a crucial match. The young player who trained tirelessly finds themselves in the position to score the winning goal. With a burst of speed, they cut past the defender and bend the ball into the top corner. The crowd goes wild, they've won, and everyone looks at them in awe and says, wow, they're so talented. But what they don't see are the thousands of small, boring steps that made that moment possible. It's the same with everything in life. That moment when you receive recognition or achieve a breakthrough is just the tip of the iceberg. Most people will never see the hours you spent honing your craft, learning, practicing, and persevering through setbacks. What seems like a sudden flash of brilliance is usually the result of countless small efforts done consistently over time. We often celebrate the end result, the trophy, the medal, the finished product. But what truly makes a difference is the journey behind it. All the small, seemingly insignificant moments add up and create the outcome we see at the end. You probably already know this logically, but sometimes we need a reminder. So here's my message for you today. First, start where you are. Don't wait for perfect timing or conditions. Just take the first step, then the next one, and keep going. Second, focus on the process, not just the result. Enjoy the journey, learn from the small wins and failures along the way, and be patient. Third, stay consistent. Make progress even if it's just a little bit every day. Small, consistent actions lead to big results over time. And fourth, don't compare yourself to others. Everyone's journey is different. Celebrate your own small victories and keep moving forward. And remember, It's not about one giant leap. It's about thousands of baby steps, invisible, unglamorous, often ignored, but unstoppable when combined. Success is a long game. It takes time, it takes persistence. But if you stay committed to your goals and keep putting in the work, you'll eventually get there. Here's another story that illustrates this concept. Two fathers were watching their sons play football. The first father was angry because his son kept losing the ball. "Why are you so clumsy?" he shouted. "You'll never become a good footballer if you can't control the ball." The second father noticed that his son would get upset after making a mistake. So instead of criticizing him, he went over and said, "Don't worry, son. Mistakes are part of the game. Learn from them and keep practicing. One day you'll become a great player." Both sons practiced hard after that day. The older son was motivated by his father's belief in him, while the younger son was demotivated by his father's constant criticism. Years later, their paths crossed again. The son of the first father could not even hold a professional contract. He had given up on his dream of becoming a footballer. Meanwhile, the son of the second father was playing for the national team. He had become the country's best player. What's the moral of the story? Well, the way you respond to setbacks and failures makes all the difference. Do you dwell on them and let them hold you back, or do you learn from them and keep moving forward? Look, I know it's not easy to stay motivated and keep pushing forward, especially when you're not seeing immediate results. Believe me, I've been there too. There were times in my life when I worked hard for months or even years without any recognition or reward. It can be tough when you put in the effort but don't see the outcome. It can be tempting to give up and move on to something else. But here's the thing. Every great achievement, whether it's a personal goal, a business venture, or a creative project, requires patience and persistence. It's not always a straight path to success, and sometimes it feels like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But that's okay. As long as you keep moving forward, you're making progress. I've seen this countless times in my own experience. There were times when I thought I was wasting my time and energy on something that wasn't going anywhere. But looking back, I realized that those were just chapters in my journey, not the whole story. Those experiences shaped me, taught me valuable lessons, and prepared me for what was ahead. One of my favorite quotes is from the author Neil Gaiman, who says, "The art is in the details, and the details are in the doing." Let those words sink in. The art is in the details, and the details are in the doing. We tend to focus on the big picture, on the end result, but it's the small, seemingly insignificant details that make all the difference. It's the details that set the great ones apart from the rest. Take your goal of reading more, for instance. You say you want to read 10 books this year, but then life gets in the way and you end up reading less than half. Why does this happen? Well, it comes down to the details. It's the small things like not having a dedicated reading spot, not finding the right genre of books, or simply not enjoying the books you chose. These are the details that can make or break your goal. So here's what I challenge you to do. For the next week, pay attention to the small things, the details. Observe what works and what doesn't work. Adjust your approach based on what you learn. Alright, that's it for today. If this message speaks to you, subscribe for more motivation, because your journey has only just begun. Remember, success is not about one giant leap. It's about thousands of baby steps. Invisible, unglamorous, often ignored, but unstoppable when combined.